the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah. It's off the cuff, 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 yeah. It's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, yeah.
This is God ordained, get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention, and it's God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving this faultless. Ooh, that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah.
A compliment, dog. For real.
Of course it was. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Off the Cuff, also known as OTC University. Let me welcome those of you who are listening to the show for the very first time. I'm Bobby, and the crew is back in the house with me. Go ahead and say hello to the people. Eric.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Holla at him, little Chad.
Y'all crazy.
We have a popular but seldom discussed topic for you tonight. The topic tonight is second time around.
Second time.
One more try.
That's what Shalimar said.
Now, what we're referring to when we say second time around
You look like Shalimar.
are individuals who are thinking about remarrying.
One of them.
Remarrying now, on their way to remarrying or have already remarried. So before we jump into the topic, let's talk about what's happening in the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah, let's go, Chad.
That's a sad situation, man.
Yeah.
But RG3 did his thing today. I just want to say that.
Oh, yeah.
RG to the
I'm not a
3D.
Redskin fan either.
But you don't have to be. But that was a great game.
But I'm an RG3 fan.
That was a great game. RG did his thizzle.
But he hurt his wheel.
About got his leg tore off by that big 320-pound Hawaiian. Yeah, but he still did his thing.
Yeah.
And he'll lead the team captain.
Yeah.
But what about some of these other players that's in the league right now?
For real. I think the situation with the Kansas City Chiefs dude that killed his girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Isn't that
Very
crazy?
tragic. Very tragic.
I mean, and then killed himself after talking to the coach and the GM. That's pretty amazing to me.
It is. And we don't do that. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
We definitely don't kill ourselves.
But he was looking forward to a long time of dropping soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It was picking it up that he was going to have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I can't reach it.
I guess at that point he realized that his career was certainly over.
His life was over too.
Yes, life was basically over. So
But that shouldn't be anything that really pushes you to that point. But you just never know because mental illness is rampant really in this country. It's not being dealt with or discussed.
So you think he had a little concussion syndrome going on, right?
I think he had to have something
to.
going on because he put 9 bullets up in his girlfriend and his newborn baby mamas.
Had to be something going on mentally.
Come on, man. That's
and
change, right
what
there.
could she? I heard there was something out there about you're not going to talk to me that way. So what could somebody say to you that decides that you're going to take their life?
I don't know. I just know that ladies, y'all better listen and quit talking, taking all that air in your chest because you don't know what a brother got on his mind at any given time. Just go ahead and say, okay, you feeling a certain way, I'm gonna walk it off.
Yeah,
let it go. It don't. You ain't got to be out because you just never know what that trigger is at any point in time.
Yeah.
And he seemed like he had it all together because he was in the NFL, but more money, more problems.
Well, he was doing a lot according to what I was reading. I mean, helping out with children's like clubs and different things like that, going out with the coaches.
So he was a decent
volunteer. Oh, he was a good guy. He really did things for the community, and especially for children. So, but like Chad was saying, you never know what's going on in a person's mind. You just don't know because what can you say out of your mouth for somebody to snap like that? I can understand if it was a self-defense situation where she pulled out a gun, can't even be a knife, because he's big, 6'6" something?
6'6".
Okay, so it's got to be another gun for you self-defense. But what could a woman actually say out of her mouth, or anybody for that matter, that would cause you to go off like that, to snap, because you're not even thinking about your career. You're not even thinking about the rest of your life, And the easiest thing to do is just be, like you said, let me walk away from this. I don't got time
gotta walk away.
Or if it's like that, leave her. Get ready to write the child support checks. But at least you still playing ball.
But that's not what you know. You'll have a discussion. I don't know why you.
Yeah, you don't know why you.
No, I am going to have a discussion.
Okay.
We learned.
Let's talk about why you pull a gun on me. Let's talk about that.
Well,
is that what you really want?
You know, I think. Sometimes if you look back at Ocho Cinco,
Probably right.
when he headbutted a girl,
Right.
what snapped in him that said, "I'm gonna headbutt this person"?
I think that was just arrogance on his behalf.
You know
where
what I'm
he
saying?
just felt like he was above and beyond. But she, you know, we discussed that a little bit
Yeah,
before.
you know.
I think she, you know, she pretty much gave him permission to do what he was doing. Then when she found the prophylactics in the glove compartment, all of a sudden it became an issue.
And then we got the cowboy situation with
Wow.
Brent and Jerry Brown, who was driving. I think he was intoxicated while he was driving.
Right.
And I guess the
vehicle
car turned over,
Yeah, the
flipped
vehicle
over.
flipped over one time.
And the dude died, man. And you know, and that's that drinking and driving thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, and I don't know, is Brent at fault for drinking and driving? Yes.
But they're both at fault.
But Brown got in the car with somebody that he knew was
They
drinking
were
and
both
driving.
out together. They were
And that
both,
was
I'm
his
sure,
boy.
sipping.
Yeah, that was his boy.
You know?
So it's interesting, man. It's interesting how to feel because, you know, somebody lost their life, but better decisions would have been made. We wouldn't have these kind of situations.
Yeah, and not two people are going to lose their lives. And he, you know, Brent released a statement, you know, while he was incarcerated, where he was actually, you know, very apologetic, saying he was going to have to live with it the rest of his life, and that was his friend, and sent his, his love and condolences out to the family. But the family of Brown also did the same thing while he was in jail, you know, and sent their love to him and his family because they knew that they were tight.
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah, it wasn't that type of thing. It was
and
just
it's
one of those
difficult because you want to feel anger.
Yeah.
You want to feel like somebody did something wrong here and I got to get this anger out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Brent had an intent. You know, when you drinking and driving, you think you're invincible.
Right.
You know, nothing gonna happen to me. You make a lot of money too. You know, and I'm sure Jerry didn't think anything was gonna happen because I don't think this was the first time that they was drinking and driving together.
Of course not.
We just going around the corner, man. No
Right.
problem. It's control. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes that's what happens. So it's difficult to deal with it in difficult times. So it's interesting how you have extremes. You got RG3. You got
who seems to be very responsible. Got his head on right.
You know, got his head on right. And
but we're all human.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I was gonna get to, man. So,
we're all human at the end of the day.
You know. Whew.
I mean, does it have to do with some upbringing? I mean, does that play a key factor?
I'm not going to say it's upbringing
say that.
because, you know, I feel like, you know, my mother raised me right, but that's not to say that I've never had me a cocktail and drank. I mean, and drove at that point. You know, I could have made a different choice, you know, while you're doing it. You're like, okay, you're under control and everything is fine. But if a situation arises and you do have an accident for whatever reason, you know, depending on what your blood alcohol level is, of course, you know, but if you got somebody that's supposed to be your friend that's there and you sloppy, and they know you've taken back a whole lot of drinks, you know, not that you were just socially sitting there, you know, you had a little something, but you know, you got to kind of look out for your people too, you know, and so that's why I think it was incumbent upon both of them to, you know,
be responsible,
at that time.
Right.
Because I think I was telling someone earlier about how many teachers tell their students, have a good weekend, don't drink and drive, use condoms, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, right, situations go amok, you know, and people don't, it just becomes words, versus something somebody really actually does. And it happens with good people.
Yeah. Good people. Exactly.
It's just like texting and driving. We done heard about it. Everybody knows that it ain't good to do.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of texting and driving going on.
Right.
So
I was very guilty of that, and
there's laws out there.
I've been working on that.
Yeah, I feel you.
You need to work
and there's
on
laws out there.
I'm a lot better than I used to be.
There's laws out there.
Cut back by 90%.
I was texting somebody one time, and I was at a red light, and I sent her a text. She texted me back like, "Why are you texting me and driving?" And I'm like, "I'm at a red light." So
lies.
You know, but really, I'm tripping, you know. I'm like, wow. Okay,
You know
so,
you wouldn't stop.
So I need to work on that. I need to definitely work on that.
Yeah, we are. I think we all do. I need to work with you.
You need to
At
work
least,
on it.
but I text.
You
on
have
the-
a flip phone. It doesn't
I do
count.
not have a flip phone.
Your phone
I-
doesn't
Yeah.
even text.
Eric still got a Star Tech.
You know what?
Them boots, them little
With
Boost,
the
Boost
pull-out
Mobile,
antenna.
them little Boost Mobile with the little antenna on the side. You
Yeah.
gotta pull up first.
No.
Stop playing.
I've been out of that.
Man, let's move on. Let's move on.
I only
All
text.
right.
I'm getting my point out.
Go ahead.
I only text on straightaway.
Eric, take your page off the
See, there
table.
you
Take
go.
your page off the table, Eric. Take your page
Yeah,
off
is
the
that your
table.
pager right there? That doubles as a phone?
Actually, I still got it.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
He still got his pager and that suit that he was talking about.
We
Some things he
already
can't
know.
let go of.
We already know. All right, let's go. Let's go. Second marriages can take more work in order to succeed, but they can be successful. Remarriages offer a second chance at love, and many people are lucky enough to find happily ever after love and success. But love the second time isn't guaranteed to be easier. Is that right, Eric?
That's right.
Figured you'd say that's right. In fact, the decision to remarry must be a practical decision. Sometimes second marriages can be even more work and more success than the first marriage, because both parties have more experience and they know what they're looking for in a lifelong partner.
Right.
Am I doing something wrong? Because y'all still laughing at me real hard.
Nah, Eric is losing
All right.
control over here. Man.
That
I don't know what's
doesn't
going on.
mean second marriages will be easy and without their
Quit
problems.
playing.
No, you ain't tripping, man. Why is he laughing at me like that?
Because we just had this conversation.
Woo! Falling in love again is exciting, especially because
It's not
you
rescue
realize
shit. That's why he's laughing.
that you could have a second chance of love and love. So if you're that much more committed to making your new love work, preparing yourself for the challenges of the second marriage is a great way to succeed. Now, if you're looking for the second chance at love, you can increase your odds of success by taking these few steps
Just a few.
into consideration. So the first step, Eric, is what?
All right, the first step is this right here. Identify.
Go ahead.
Identify the things that didn't work the first time.
All right.
Okay, that's the first step right there. All right. Now, I believe that anytime you're in a failed relationship, you have to examine the role you may have played, in the failure of the relationship.
No doubt.
Now, I don't believe it's just one person's fault when things just don't work out. And that's true. You can't just blame one person. Said because this person is doing this, the whole marriage didn't work out because it's your fault. You can't say that. But it's two in this situation. All right. If you're saying you didn't do anything wrong, maybe the very fact that you chose someone that really wasn't a good fit for you makes it partially your fault. Okay, so
Your picker broke. That's what I say. Sometimes your picker is just broke.
You know you're going to throw him off. He'll never get back to where he was at.
until you try.
But I mean,
You know what's going to happen.
I'm sorry. I threw you off. I'm sorry.
So what you got to do is you have to look at the reasons why the previous marriage failed, which is important because I'm in my second marriage and
You said that like
Here
we
it
didn't know.
comes.
no,
Here it
but
comes.
somebody out there may not know.
Oh, you
Okay?
definitely are in your second marriage.
Everybody know. You done talked about it at least 9 or 10
Yeah, but I
shows.
didn't go in depth into in anything like that.
Because the
But
first marriage, there was no fairy dust.
there was no fairy
There
dust.
was no fairy
It was-
dust.
It was. I don't have fairy dust in the first marriage. It's just working.
It took you a minute to get there, though,
It's
bro.
working. All right.
Got to wonder.
Now, one
like
of the
that.
best ways to help ensure that your second marriage will be successful is to take an honest look at the reasons the first one failed. Okay.
It's all right.
If you're honest with yourself, you can take a step back from your personal feelings and identify the problems that both parties contributed to the divorce. Now, while many times the divorce might be the cause of one partner's indiscretion or another major's flaws, most divorces are the result of a buildup of bad feelings toward each other based on small and petty reasons, which is that's true. And because it's almost like a snowball effect. It starts off You know, just these small things, and as it rolls down that hill, it continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, which goes to a point of communication. If you don't talk about these things in the beginning, it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And then what happens is, because in my first marriage, I harbored a lot of feelings because I didn't like arguing. I was tired of arguing, and you know, you can't argue.
That and she beat you.
Tell the truth.
America, that is not true, okay? That, and you can't out-argue a woman anyway, so you just get frustrated.
Don't we know that's the truth?
You know?
And then just shut down.
You shut down. So
there goes the communication.
There you go.
Boom.
So you stopped communicating, period.
I got tired. I was communicating a lot in the beginning. Hey, this is not working. Let's just do this. Why would you do that? This is not true. I didn't do that. I don't know who the other female is. I don't even know her name. You know, stuff like that. I'm starting.
So you became handpicked.
No, that's not what handpicked is. No, I was nagged about, you know, things. I'm like, what? You know, and when a person comes in there already with stuff, they're bringing stuff already in the marriage. You know, beforehand, it's a recipe for disaster, and you know that's what I was facing. So, a lot of things I just harbored, I kept inside, and you know, one day you explode. Now, you know I'm a mild-mannered type of guy.
Yeah, very mild-mannered.
Okay,
very.
A mild-mannered.
Very.
It's only so.
You're more like Mighty Mouse, though, not like Superman.
It's only so far I'm gonna go or far I'm gonna get, because I want you to understand my point.
Right.
But I think in my first marriage, no woman has ever taken me to the point where I went there. That's
so
how
you wanted to choke her.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Times you want to choke her.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Understand.
You did choke her, or you wanted
No,
to?
I wanted to. I would never put my.
But she was bigger than you, and you changed your mind.
So what you would say the things? So you would say the things that didn't work in your relationship was you held in versus speaking about what was going on.
After a while, when I found out that if I say something that you're going to be constantly defensive about it and you're not going to want to change, what's the sense of me keep talking about it? So I get to the point where, you know what, forget it. I just got to live with it. I'm just going to have to tolerate it.
And I tell you, what I don't like is if you bring something up and you're trying to, you know, exercise a situation through communication and that individual flips the script.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, if I'm trying to tell you what's on my mind or what's bothering me, this isn't the opportunity for you to say, oh, well, you this and you that, and well, you had did this and had did that. Because as far as I'm concerned, you're just trying to take the attention off what the situation is that I brought to you at this time.
Right.
You know, which means that you could care less really about what I'm saying, because you're not really trying to hear what I'm saying. You rather deflect. You know, and push it off on me, so that I end up having to try to deal with your issues. Now we're screaming over each other, trying to both get our point out.
And that's a very good point, because that happened to me so many times. Let's take use this for an example. For instance, you go to your spouse and you say, hey, you realize that over time you're not really attracted anymore. You're losing it. But there has to be a reason why it's leaving. Maybe you're not, you know, the other party is just not taking care of themselves like they're supposed to. You know, you're not a
big girl.
Don't let yourself go.
Got swole on Twinkie mama.
So
don't think love is gonna conquer all, because it's not.
All right, so she let herself go.
So you know you can let.
And when you say letting herself go, does you mean that she let hair grow under her arms?
It means I'm not.
I mean, what do you mean by let herself go?
You can say, for instance, some of those things. Okay, for instance, some of those things. Okay,
right.
Just the thing that you should
stop
do.
shaving a leg.
Her feet were real hard and crusty. Heels used to scratch in the bed.
I'm not saying all of that.
Just what you mean by
all I'm saying is you lose. And it may
if she listening, we got your back. Don't worry about it.
Shut up. It may not even be a sense of.
Did she start wearing a one piece to bed?
The outward.
With the footies in it?
Bobby. I'm going to tell. It may not be.
You going to tell what?
It may not be a sense of necessarily even the outer, because you can become you can become to a point where you're not attracted to a person because of their nasty attitude.
That's true.
That'll turn you off too, and you're like, I'm not even attracted to you. I don't have anything to do. But when that happens, when a man lose attraction for a woman is dangerous. Okay, because then you start looking around.
Yeah.
Because you're not attracted anymore.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
so when you go to that party and you say, "Hey, look, my attraction is slipping. I'm losing it. It's just not there anymore."
Right.
So I'm expecting.
So you think most times it's just how you communicating with that man that's
Right.
why you're losing that attraction as opposed
right.
to physically losing attraction.
Right.
Because you got love for him, it's going to take a lot for you to actually lose attraction. Because you can tell him, hey, you know, let's go work out together.
Yeah, but you know, it's a combination of things. Is that when you losing it from the outside and you losing it from the inside, it's dangerous.
You going there?
Go ahead.
You losing it from the outside and you losing it from the inside too. You're in a dangerous situation. You know.
So what you saying in the second marriage is that do you still do you still compromise? Do you compromise less in your second marriage or more in your second marriage?
I don't really have to. Bring out the
Quit
fairy
lying.
dust. Bring out the fairy dust. Bring
Yeah,
it out. No, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen to what.
So based on
You
your
saying you
choice,
don't have to compromise? That sounds like some
does it
BS.
sound like you compromise a lot
For
in
real.
your first?
You ain't going to sit here and say you don't ever
No.
compromise.
I don't think it's a thing of compromise. I think it's a thing of this is the way things are. You got to live with it. You got to live with it. You know, this it was my choice to live with it. And it was my choice to live with it for 15 years.
But you're making a choice to live with it.
I'm
Still
making a
could
choice.
be you
But that's
compromising if
compromise.
that's
But
not what
it is
you wanted
compromise.
to do.
But right
you
now,
just said you don't compromise.
But right now, I don't feel like I'm compromising because I got what I wanted.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
What's that?
I got what I wanted. I got everything that I ever wanted. I got somebody who trusts me unconditionally.
I see what you're saying. So you knew from your first situation what you didn't want. So now when you chose the second wife, you kind of ran her through the checklist, if you will.
We both ran each other through the checklist.
Yeah, I got you.
We had
I
two
got you.
checklists
I got you.
that we ran each other through.
I
You
got
know.
you.
So, but when if I go and say, hey, this is a problem, if you flip the script on me and get defensive about it, instead of saying, hey, you know what, let me try to work on myself, then let me do something. If I know this is happening, what can I do to make it better? If you don't even go there,
Yeah.
if you flip the script and go negative and like, how can this be, blah blah blah, you saying somebody else, if you go all like that on me, then we got a big problem, because that means that you're not even looking at what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'm expressing to you. I'm not gonna go out and run out and cheat. I'm
Right,
trying to tell
right.
you, hey, I don't want to go out there and cheat. So
Right,
I need you to
right.
hook yourself up. So because this is where I want to be right here. So
Right.
listen.
So
to me.
you already
Listen.
So you told
Listen to the man. He gonna tell you what you need to do so that you don't push him away.
There you go.
That's what you gotta do.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, if you listen to the brother, he gonna let you know. I'm not talking about the brothers just, you know, dogging you out, running the streets and all that. But, you know, if you listen to that brother that really care about you, well, he gonna let you know what you need to do so that you don't push him away. Because you can start to get under his skin, and if you start to get under his skin too much, then he gonna shut down. He started to shut down. Now y'all not communicating. Now he don't really feel like dealing with you at all on any level because something gonna jumpstart. And then, you know,
true.
now he's not feeling you
Right,
physically.
right.
You starting to feel that he's not feeling you physically, and then you just gonna start to accuse him even more, which is gonna push him away even further.
There it is.
Well,
Better listen to what I'm saying. I'm telling you good stuff. I ain't married, but I know a lot of stuff.
I think there's
your slogan.
definitely got to be an art to it. The art to expressing how you feel.
Right.
Because generally when you express how you feel and there is frustration under the surface, exactly what Chad said, when you start talking about what's going on with you,
Right.
they immediately want to tell you what's going on with them, never listening to what you said was going on with you.
Right.
So then we just end up in this back and forth and never getting to the bottom of it.
Right.
And I know in your marriage, since it's your second marriage, y'all don't have that. I mean, she sits there real nice, and when you get finished, she says, "Are you done, Eric?" And then you say, "Yes, dear, I'm finished."
Hold on.
And then she says, "Okay, it's my turn."
Y'all be tripping. First of all, my wife from New York, okay?
I know this.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
A lot of mouth, okay? I mean, she's not sassy, but she
Yeah,
like, she'll,
but I do know
talk
that
her,
she's
so-
not gonna sit there and let you just run the dozen down.
But even there's a big difference even between being a little sassy and just taking in a lot of air in your chest and barking at a man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you just can't do that. You can't do it with me.
And then the man shouldn't.
It's not gonna end well.
The man shouldn't take a lot of air in his chest
True.
and bark at her.
Right.
You
True
see,
that.
so
True that.
there has to be two sides to the coin, and oftentimes we don't. So Chad, let's get into it, man. That's the next point.
Now the next point is you got to let go of the past. You know, you got to start breaking some of those patterns. You know, some marriages, some relationships are doomed to fail if one of the partners can't get over his or her first marriage.
There it is. There it is.
That's that. Here come the baggage. Now, if one of the person brings the baggage from their first marriage into the second one, there's no reason even to go through with that second one. Your new partner is an entirely new person. For one, it's a different person than you had in that first marriage. Okay, so if you continue to expect him or her to let you down, if you continue to expect him or her to let you down the same way that the one did in the previous marriage,
Right.
you know, and they can't let go of that hurt or those feelings or that ill will that you're holding on to from that previous marriage, marriage is doomed.
Well, that means you're not ready.
You're not ready.
Yeah.
That means you're not ready.
You need some time.
Have you ever been with somebody, and this might
No.
this is true with been with somebody, yes you have. But and all they talk about is their old marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last dude, he did this.
Yeah.
That's a sign
Yeah.
that they not
Yeah.
they not ready.
She's stuck.
Yeah, she's still stuck.
Yeah.
You know, they always drawing comparisons to their old dude. You know, they're not ready. You know, so I think, like you said, it's doomed to fail when you keep on.
If you always draw a
harboring
comparison
that.
to me, I'm telling you, go back.
Yeah, I think
you need to go and
Get it straight.
work some things
Yeah,
out
work
with
it
that
out.
individual and just at least see
Right.
what can happen.
And
You
part
might have a spark.
part of our thing, you know, when we were dating was we wrote down, and we were honest with each other, wrote down good characteristics about ourselves, and then things that we struggle with, so we understand where.
So you
we
wrote
were.
it down on paper.
Wrote it down on paper,
Okay.
and we came together and we compared, and that was a part of us saying how compatible we were. You know, how compatible we were in
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
areas, as well as my weaknesses, her weaknesses, and her strength
Yeah.
and my strength. We had to look at all those things
Yeah.
so we can understand what baggage, because this is her second marriage too.
Right.
So we had to understand what baggage she may bring, what baggage I was bring.
But
Now,
carrying it in can be very detrimental.
very detrimental
to your
because
relationship,
they're like at times like maybe she may do something that reminded me of that. You know what I'm saying? It's something that she'll do, and I had to be honest with her and say that reminded me of that. I didn't like that, but I got to work on that. I'm not blaming you for that. I gotta get over that part of it to realize that that you're not like that. It's just a resemblance to something that I experienced.
Right.
Right.
Good point.
And now there's another angle to hit from that as far as bringing baggage as well. If you lost your mate as a result of a premature death or something like that, you have to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to get over the pain and the hurt associated with losing that loved one.
Right.
Your new partner will never ever compare to your first husband or wife.
Right.
So trying to replace them is neither healthy nor will it be productive.
Right.
Here's the way they folded their clothes, the way they put the toilet paper on the roll, or how they squeeze the toothpaste, where the bed being made up, or whatever the case may be. You were used to them doing a lot of the cooking, or was she, or maybe he was doing some of the cooking or something like that. There are things that you just have to understand you may not have in that next individual.
Right.
But that doesn't mean don't give them a chance.
That's a lot of sacrifice. That's a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's
brother.
a lot of sacrifice. But those are just a few examples of patterns that you may have fell into while you were married in a relationship for a long period of time. You know what you like and don't like, and you should be able to make a very educated choice on the type of partner that will be best for
It
you.
is right there.
Because if you make the second choice, and the second choice is ratchet, you can't blame the person you chose
Yeah.
Right.
when all the ratchetness is in front of you.
Yeah.
Right in front of you.
See, I often say that desperation is the brother of a bad choice. Because when people are desperate and real thirsty, they forget about making good choices.
Right.
That was a Moses quote.
sorry,
Y'all
yeah.
write that down. Desperation is
brother
the
of bad
brother
choices.
of a bad choice.
And because it's true, Because oftentimes I see
Brought to you
people
by
all the
Black
time.
Moses on the mountain.
I see black people all the time making bad choices because they're desperate. They're just desperate. And I'm like, why do you keep choosing? If you are an aggressive person and you know that your first husband was passive and y'all didn't work out because he was passive, why you go out and choose another passive man?
When you need somebody that's going to be time enough for you.
And you already know that you beating him at arm wrestling, you beating him at thumb wrestling, and everything because he passive. You spending all the money, he ain't even arguing, and then y'all broke and you blame it on him for being passive.
And you go out and leave him in the house with a leash on his neck tied to the door.
We got ladies' night out and we do it twice a month, and I don't care what you think about it.
How was that, Eric, for you?
What?
When she went out and had the leash and you just had to stand there by the door till she had
I'd never experienced that.
Oh, okay.
So I just don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Trick question.
You know, so if you keep making bad choices, sometimes it's just your fault.
Yeah.
You know?
If you keep repeating the cycle, it's either it's your fault because you got to learn from your past mistakes. You know.
Oh yeah.
I remember one time even dating. It seemed like I was dating the same type of women, but I had that I'm gonna save you mentality. That's why I kept messing up.
I told you about them blondes.
Yeah.
I told you.
Blonde fat women. You should have left them alone.
Blonde, blue-eyed fat women. I told you about them.
I don't know nothing about that. so I had to get out of that mentality. You know, I'm not saving nobody no more. I need to be saved.
Yeah, there's definitely a savior mentality to that. And you know what? And he laughed about that, but sometimes that's true. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you marry or remarry for convenience.
Right. Yep.
And you didn't write that on the paper. I know you said that y'all wrote this stuff down, good characteristics and bad characteristics. But I'm sure that people that need a save me mentality, they didn't write on there, I need you to save me.
Oh, no.
You know, they didn't write that down when a lot of people remarry for a lot of those kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
I know, and I think you have to recognize that too going in as the individual. If you're looking at somebody else, they may not tell you. It might not be obvious right away. But them, if it's a needy person, there are going to be certain things that they're going to, you know, exemplify there that you'll be able to see.
Exactly.
You know,
I
as far as what they got going on.
Going back to before I got married, I was dating someone, and she said, "If I get married, I can't wait to get married because I'm tired of working."
Right.
I just kind of heard that, and it slapped me all upside my face.
And you know, a lot of women that say, "I'm not getting married for love. I'm getting married for money."
For money, yeah. You know, and so if you marry for money, but my grandfather used to always tell me, all money ain't good money.
That's right.
Hello.
That's right.
So you married for money. You made a desperate decision because this dude has money, but dude, there's some other things going on that's not fitting your character,
right?
Not fitting your personality. And then you made this choice, and you married for 4 years with double accounts and all this other stuff.
Right.
But you got nice jewelry on.
Right.
Looking like a crazy mammy, Tammy.
Yeah, what good is that? What good is that at all? All right, so let's move on because people get married, but also when they remarry, sometimes they have kids.
Yeah.
Offspring.
And this is a real sticky one.
Tell us about them seeds.
Getting married for the second time is difficult. Difficult enough, even if you don't have children. You can't base your decision solely on your own discretion without needing to be concerned about the impact will have on the children. If your first marriage resulted in kids, however, it might be more and more difficult to transition to the second marriage. Whether your first marriage ended in divorce or death, some children might feel as though you are trying to replace their father or their mother. You know about that, Eric. You literally had to replace a mother.
Yeah, I guess you can say that in a sense. I still tell the kids that, you know, your mother is your mother.
Yeah, but
you know
every day.
But every day, that's who you see. So you have to respect her.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Manner, you know.
Yeah.
You can get through this problem successfully, though. Many times, just sitting down with your children and having a conversation with them about your intentions will help them see the situation from your perspective. If you listen to their concerns and answer their questions, you might be surprised to what they're thinking. Simple communication is often the best tool to come to an understanding so that you can see each other's perspective. Reassure them that your new partner has become important to you and to your happiness. But don't
Did you say successfully? I'm sorry.
Did I?
Yeah, I thought you
Well,
said
I'm sorry. It fits somewhere. Wait till you slay up a word. I can't wait. If this doesn't help, see what I have to deal with, America? I have to deal with Chad and Eric and their public educations.
Mine's not from Cleveland, though. That's all hey.
If this doesn't help, try to get your new partner to talk to your children with you. If he or she makes an honest effort to be friends with your children, it might make the situation better and less volatile. Be sure that his or her actions match his or her words, too. Instead of just saying that they want to befriend your children, showing them would be a much more effective way to prove that you really value those children. The children, I'm sorry?
I just want to pause there for a quick second,
it.
because when it comes down to, your new mate, husband, wife, and the whole kids thing, whatever, number one, make sure that that's the one before you start. Don't keep bringing a bunch of people around your kids and things of that nature. And, not that I'm saying anything about anybody, but, it's a lot of crazy people out here that like to touch kids. So in order to keep yourself from catching a charge, or something like that, you better make sure of who, you're with. And they don't need to tell me I want to be friends with your kids. At the time that I start bringing you around, I'm going to let my kids naturally start to, migrate towards you in their time.
Right.
And let them start to fill you out themselves. But I always got an eye on you. And it doesn't matter if it's if you're a female with a man or a man and it's a new woman that's there in the picture, because kids get attached very quickly.
I think you have to. I think that's critical. I've seen so many carousel relationships. And that's uncle so-and-so, and that's mommy's friend so-and-so. And that kind of relationship is tough on kids.
Yeah.
And I think you should definitely have moved on to the next level in a relationship before the kids are even approached. And it's difficult, I think, with that person coming in, because they're working really hard to win over the children that they don't really know.
Right.
So they could be doing the wrong things, trying to win them over, and it's not working.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it's in my situation, of course, blended families, you're always going to have some type of issues when you're blending families together. In my case, my wife had a daughter, 9-year-old daughter, coming into the marriage, and I got, of course, my older daughters coming into the marriage. And so the 9-year-old, having lost her father, to death, I had to allow her to come to me.
Sure.
So she called. I let
she
her
had
call
to learn
me.
to trust you.
Yeah, she had to learn to trust me. I let her call me whatever she wants to call me. If she wanted to hug me, I let her hug me. It wasn't the point where I'm like, "Whoa, slow down," because. And I let her take her time because of what she just experienced.
Right.
And I had to understand all of that. And having older girls, so understanding a 9-year-old. Some of her characteristics. No, I'm getting cry. Something in my throat.
Why your eyes watering up, man? Man, if you cry right here, I'm
Shut up, Chad. So the blended family thing is a tough situation. Then I got older girls. You got my wife too with my older girls, and she trying to show them stuff, but they got a mama over there. But she's like, but this is the right way to do things. So a lot of times I'm mediator in the house. She didn't mean it like that, or she meant it like that, or did y'all do this? Did you do that? Make sure you straighten that up. Different things like that. I have to be the mediator in the house. I have to be the voice to make sure everything stays together and intact. Now they respect her very much, but they still teenage girls, and I let them know straight up, your mother is your mama. That's your mama. Regardless, that is your mother.
Well, I think that's critical, because kids can see the person coming in as an intruder, like they don't belong here.
Yep.
And how you can massage that relationship so that it can grow properly, and how you water that relationship is critical. I think what you said was what stood out to me was you did not try to affect change in her.
Right.
He let
it come in.
Happen on its own.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even if it doesn't happen, you have to be okay with that.
Right.
That's true.
And see,
Have
that's
to
the
be
thing
okay
I think
with it.
the other person coming in doesn't get.
Right.
Because when you're on the outside looking in, you're thinking, man, I'm going to get in this relationship. I love this woman. Oh, her daughter's going to love me.
Right.
Because, I mean, how could she not love me?
And as
her
a
mama
parent, you
loves
can't
me.
force that child
Right.
to say, hey,
And then-
you need to.
And then the mama,
I love him.
Right, the mama's trying to say, this dude is making me happy, and you need
Right.
to just get online. No,
Right.
that's not the right way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The right way to do that is if he wants to, if a child has a nickname for so and so, and he cool or she cool with the nickname, let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let it ride, as long as it ain't Big Head or something crazy like that.
Right.
But let it ride because people have to come to it on their own. But when adults try to help kids to come to a certain place of maturity when it's in a relationship, that's when it tends to go south.
Right.
Always tends
That's
to
right.
go south. So, so I would just explain to that new partner that it's not a replacement process.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
No, you bring what you bring. You can't replace that last person.
Right.
You just bring what you bring, especially when the mom's still living, dad's still living.
Of course.
Maybe in the cul-de-sac down the street. That's a whole different kind of situation.
I even think that in that situation, it's good to even encourage the relationship with your biological parent.
Yeah, I think it's
There in that situation, because I think that helps prevent that child from developing a certain level of resentment towards you because you're coming in trying to replace this person in my life. No, I'm not trying to replace. I think this is a good person and you should this, that, and other.
Yeah.
Well, have you tried reaching out to them? Things of that nature, and encourage the relationship. Because if that other parent is bad, they're going to be able to figure that out on their own, and that's just going to cause them to draw closer to you sooner than later anyway.
And one thing about it, that mother or that father cannot badmouth the other outside parent thinking that's going to help them adapt.
Right.
No.
It's not going to help them adapt. You just like your crazy daddy stuff, and your crazy daddy don't do this, and your crazy mama don't do so and so. That's not the way to do it.
Right.
That's not going to help them, adapt to this new person.
Right.
No, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. So
let's go on to the next point. E.
Hey,
Big E.
another one is discuss the money. Discuss the money and credit. Ouch. Let's get to this right here.
I know
Look,
y'all did this, right? Y'all.
What? Let me wait. I'll tell you the story.
I know you did.
Many people.
Knew you had one.
Many people getting involved in second marriages are older, of course, than the ones getting married for the first time. So as a result, these people might already have established a way of handling their finances in addition to their own resources. Similarly, each partner brings into the second marriage his or her individual debt. Okay? If you don't have a financial plan when you get married the second time, it should be a major topic of discussion before you have the wedding, which is true, Arguing over money is one of the main reasons for divorce. In fact, it may have been the reason for your first marriage being unsuccessful. Now, both partners should come to an understanding concerning the way to handle the combined finances before you say I do. My God, that is so important. Before you say I do for the second time. If you know you are bad with money, don't go into the marriage trying to handle the finances. Be honest about your credit, because the truth will eventually come out, and it will. If you are paying child support and you know you are behind, you know you behind. It should be taken care of before you get married. All right, pull credit reports. That's important. Now we talked about credit. We talked about. I laid it all on the table. Look, I got this problem. This is that. This is that. When we talked, but I didn't know till later on that she she went on. I didn't know later on that she went on and pulled my stuff.
Oh,
she went on the internet. She wanted to check out if the things I was saying were so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she pulled it. She told me later on she did it, and I said, "You did the right thing."
You was alright with that?
Yeah, I was cool.
I want to know before you do it. Don't go.
No, I was cool
my
with
stuff.
it. I was cool with it.
Break.
I was cool with it.
Cause I'm trying to find how she pull your credit report without your knowledge.
Well, not necessarily my credit report. You can go online and pull public records. So there's certain things you can see.
Oh, she's just trying to see if you have bankruptcy
You
files
can
or
see
something.
bankruptcy, garnishment, judges, liens. You can see that type of stuff.
Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay, you talking
can
about
see
court
that stuff online.
Okay. I thought you she got into your experience. Your
Nah,
TransUnion.
I'm talking about stuff like that. With things that you got to check out to make sure no warrants for my arrest.
Well, money is a big deal, though. Money,
it's huge.
Money's huge.
Yeah, it is. It is.
If money ain't right, the fun ain't right. If the fun ain't right, things go left real quick. Because I know even in my marriage, my wife is funny about money. She can pay bills real well. But boy, if she go out to spend some money, Lord, she'll spend it till the checks run out. I'll be like, goodness gracious, you couldn't kind of put that on an installment plan? You know? So, fortunately for me, I've always made enough money that we didn't have to worry about the mortgage or anything like that. But I've seen some situations that's pretty bad. When people gamble, you know, and they have habits, financial habits that cause problems. And so it can kill you.
It's a friend of mine who he can't handle the money right. Now, he was making more money, but he couldn't handle it. I mean, it was at a point where he was like, I got to get my stuff. I got to do my stuff. I'm like, no. For me as a man, I got to take care of my bills first.
I hope it's as a man.
Most folks don't do that, though.
Talking about me as a man.
What do you mean by
you as what else would you do?
You as a man, like you can do something else.
No, when I say
confused, you got
okay, let me rephrase it.
Yeah, redo something.
Me as a good, strong black man.
Me as a man. I was thinking like,
y'all know what I'm talking about.
So what are you when you're not a man?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you heard that expression before. Y'all is real brand new up in here, okay?
Well, me as a man, I know.
A man. When I say a man, I mean a real man.
Right, me as a man.
Responsible man.
Right,
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, me as a man, I take care of my money.
You sit up there messing up.
Oh, you crazy?
I ain't said that was Bobby Bob.
Me. Just don't say me.
Bobby
as a man.
said that.
Me as a man.
They know what I mean. They know what I'm talking about.
Right. That's America. That's a man you listen to right there. Eric.
With rhinestones on this shit.
Like a rhinestone cowboy. All right. Dealing with exes.
The exes, man. The former spouse can pose a great for your sagging marriage.
What?
Or relationship. Since you did not have a successful relationship with him or her to begin with, chances are that you will still have a less than amicable. I'm drinking water, and I bet you that all up. Right?
Amicable.
Yeah. I believe in the water, but
That's pretty good. I was gonna say, wait for it.
Wait for it.
All right, go ahead.
Shut up.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, hopefully you can have a civil relationship. If you have children with your ex, your partner will have to try to have a friendly relationship for the sake of your children. If you have mutual friends, try to be civil so that your friends don't feel awkward in social situations in which both of you are involved. Hopefully, through the dating period, these possible obstacles have been worked out between everyone. Usually the children are older since it's the second marriage, but it's very important to you to find out what the intentions of your partner are concerning your children. So be smart when it comes to love, and you'll find that your second chance will bring about a loving and long-lasting relationship.
Dealing with them exes, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Some exes are crazy, you know.
Yeah. Some of them crazy. I didn't have a lot of problems like that. Because my kid's mother lived in another state, so I didn't have to deal with a lot of the interaction like that. There was some interaction, you know, when I would take them to where she was sometime, but you know, it was always.
But yours is big enough now; they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they don't worry about that. It's it was civil, so they don't really worry about that.
Well, man, do you find that the older your kids get, the less they actually want to interact with their biological mother? Like whereas before, you know, you might have had to encourage them to go see him, and the mom wanted to see him. But the older they get, even if the mom wants to see him, now they kind of, because their schedules get busy, they get caught up in their own thing.
It's the truth, and sometimes even their mom takes it to heart because it's like, you don't call me enough. You know, which they need to call her, you know, sometimes, but you don't call me enough. You don't come. You know, because I used to take them up there for every holiday, and out of August I take them up there, drop them off for like 2 to 3 weeks in August to spend that time, you know, with their mother. But as they get older, you know, they start changing. So they
because I found that my son, you know, and I had to, you know, take myself back to his age,
right? Exactly.
In my mind and say, okay, you know what? I wasn't trying to be all up around family and mom and pops around that time, because I'm starting to feel some kind of way, like, you know, like, why this little nigga ain't calling me?
He's a little.
That's what I said.
I hear you.
For real.
I said the same thing.
I said, why this little nigga ain't calling me?
Said, right.
You know, like he not, and did he not return my text message? What's going on? You know. Like, I wanted to, like, jack him up, choke him out.
Well, see, my kids, my girls, we live in the same house, and they're like that with me now. It's like, just give me some money, give us some money, let us go to the mall. They don't want, you know, they don't necessarily want one to sit down and talk. Say, Dad, how was your day? They don't care about my day. They want to get to the mall. They want to get on Facebook or Instagram or Uvu or Skype or something like that, you know, with their friends and stuff like that. So as they get older, those things happen. Now, my 17-year-old, she's a daddy, real daddy's girl. So she'll come up under me once in a while. What you doing? You know, and stuff like that. But for the most part, now that they are really interested in boys and stuff like that, and being on the phone and stuff like that, I'm in the picture, but I'm out the picture.
But I'm telling you, if you had had a son, you feel differently about that.
Differently.
Like if there started to be some space put there because he was starting to do his own thing. Like if you can just imagine, Bob, because you have a son, you can just imagine that all of a sudden, you know, you doing these things to your son. He, you know, he touching base with you on this, that, and then all of a sudden, he just stops.
Yeah.
You know, and then you like, well, what's going on? What's going on? And even if you're trying to, you know, you're almost trying to press him out to put yourself there.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, are you gonna feel some kind of way about that?
Yeah, it's gonna be some problems.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be some
problems.
You gonna feel?
I have a problem if my son is too cool with a coach. I got a problem, and the problem becomes the first place I look is me. Am I not doing what I need to be doing as a dad? Right. The second thing is,
but once you realize that you're doing what you need to be doing, then
because there's no way a coach should know more about my son than me.
Right.
I know it's Coach XYZ, but and I know you respect Coach and Coach, but I'm the head coach. And you know, so I don't play that. You know, so it's a little different. You know, for me. You know, so but I would be challenged by that.
I think you're right. If I had a son, it would be a little different.
Yeah,
it would be different for me.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a different situation because you know, y'all's kids are in the house with you as well.
It would be worse.
So it's harder for me.
It's harder.
I know it because it's not like I can influence him every day.
It would be harder
like that. You know,
it would be harder if he was gone. It would be harder, especially for you because you wasn't there. You know, haven't been there for a certain amount of time. You know, so and as they grow. They have different likes and dislikes and stuff, so it's hard to reconnect. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you would deal with that. That's a tough one, man. But you're the right dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. You know, I'm giving him his little string, let him, you know, things like that. Because I had to do it, you know, myself. And
you need some tissue or something.
You just want to make sure. You know,
I just asked you, was you good, man? You know.
Do I need some tissue?
No, your eyes was. I thought I saw your eyes.
Do I look like I got a wipe or something?
It just looked like your eyes was water.
I throw that on you.
Now, look,
keep playing.
I remember watching. I watched this just the other day on. I was watching. I think it was Lockup, and the dad was in prison, and the son was in prison.
Wow.
In the same prison.
Wow.
And one dude the dad was getting ready to get shipped off to a new prison.
He lost it, didn't he?
And so so the son, who in prison for 18 years, dad in prison for 20. Right, so before the dad gets shipped off, they want to meet. The son requests to meet, so they sitting in these two chairs, and when you see the conversation between these two, and it all boiled down to, dad was not there. That was it. Dad was not there. And the other dude that mom had that was supposed to be the dad, he never accepted that dude as dad because he always wanted the dad that was in prison to holler at him.
Wow.
Reach out, send a text,
Right.
you know, send me mail, let me know you care or something, even though you couldn't be there,
Right.
you know. And then at the end of it, you know how people in prison, you know, the dad just broke down. He just melted all in the chair, you know. His cool just came all out of him. And then he tried to get himself together.
Right.
But when you melt that far down, you can't get yourself back together.
No, not like
you
that.
know what I
That's
mean?
a breakdown.
So, yeah, man. So I definitely understand. It happens with the old
Let,
ones.
let his Eric out.
Yeah. Let his inner Eric out.
Right.
Because as a man.
I bet that's gonna be a Wikipedia. Eric. What does Eric mean? To let your
Mailbox,
Eric
right?
out.
Mailbox question. Okay.
When your friend,
Yeah.
when your friend of 10 years man hits on you, and you address the individual in a mature manner with him, saying it was his mistake and apologizes sincerely, do you tell your girlfriend who is in love with this man, especially when you think she will choose him over you?
Girlfriend of 10 years?
Girlfriend of 10 years.
And her dude.
Hit on, I'm assuming, the lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you tell him?
Um,
And you apologize? He said, my bad. I didn't mean to ask you for them draws. I didn't mean, you took that wrong. I didn't really mean to ask
But
you
see,
for
that is a sensitive situation
Real
because
sensitive.
if
You know
a
why
lot
he
of times that
apologized?
female
He
that's in love with
apologized
him is
because he
gonna cut
thought
it.
you was going to tell the girl. Because if you'd have gave up them panties, he'd have been right up in there with you.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why he
But
apologized.
let's not talk about the apology. Should she tell her friend? Is the question.
I tell her.
You would?
Yes.
Because see, this is the risk that you run.
Yeah.
You're running the risk that individual's gonna say, "Oh no, you just want my man," and that's why you making up something because he already came and told me
them 10
that
years
you
don't
can't.
mean nothing. Them 10 years don't mean
Hey,
nothing.
the 10 years can mean something, but that dude that was laying that wood might mean a little bit more right now.
That's true. That is true, but I would still tell her. Because look, let's say she don't tell, and the next girlfriend he hit on while they married.
That's a good point.
And then, you know, when the judge says, anybody here should speak now, forever hold their peace. You know, you just sitting up there talking about,
That's
right?
It's tricky though.
All I'm saying is, if it's
It's
a
tricky.
10-year relationship,
Right,
and
right.
that's your girl, and he tried, and her man tried to holler, tell her, hey, y'all get it straight, but this what happened. Why would she question me if we've been cool for 10 years?
Because I mean, it depends if the other girl.
Because she doesn't want to believe that
Right.
he would do that.
Right,
She's
but-
in love
right,
with
she's
this
in love.
man.
But it's
Exactly.
out there. It's out there. She can deal with it how she want to deal
yeah,
with
but
it.
yeah, because she.
But
can
she
come
might
and-
hate you down. She gonna be.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
maybe
you
she
want-
gonna say thank you, girl, and question him about it. And if
Right.
he denies and say no, that's not how it
Keep
went
it
down.
moving.
It's blah 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 blah.
We cool then.
Or either just don't say anything about it.
So you got a secret now.
Just no, not necessarily
between
secret.
you and her man.
Oh no, it's not necessarily a secret. You just don't say anything about it.
What is it?
But you trying to get to.
Okay, it's not a secret. Okay.
I'm just saying. You saying it's not a secret. It sounds.
What
like
I'm
a
saying is
secret.
you're in the mode of watching. All you doing is watching.
So now you watching her man.
I wouldn't say not watching them like that, but I'm just saying if you don't say anything about it because you don't know which way it'll go. If you scared which way it may go, just don't say anything. But just
Because if you don't say anything
notice
and
the
you wait,
pattern.
if you wait, now I was in a similar situation years ago,
Right.
and I waited
Man.
and didn't speak up on something. It wasn't it was a different
Right,
situation,
Right.
but I still didn't say anything right off.
Uh-huh.
And when I finally did say something, then they had an issue with me for
Right,
not
when did this
saying
happen?
something
Right.
at the time that it
There you
transpired.
go. Why you
Right.
bringing it up now? You see what I'm saying? Then it's on you. Then you got to defend
And
it.
what I did was I waited until, because I was like, I don't want to cause any conflict between them
Right,
and all that
right,
other kind of stuff.
right.
But sometimes you do have to go ahead and just put it out
Now, on the previous show, I said I wouldn't tell, right? We
You
was
did.
talking about
Snitches, 'cause
We was
you
talking
said you
about
wasn't-
there. You a rat!
Wait a minute, we were talking about folks having affairs,
Right.
And you know they have an affair,
Right.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, look, 10 years, and when we cool, and then your girl tried to give me some, I'm gonna be like, yo, Eric, everything good? Why? What's wrong? Hey, you show everything good. You know what I'm saying? You'll be
Right.
like, what's up, Bobby?
What's up? Yeah.
Hey, you might want to make sure everything good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then if I say your girl tried to holler at me the other day, and you're gonna be like, what?
So you talking about it's the delivery of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't just be shooting folk in the head and their
Right.
guts all
Just
out.
how you say it.
But I think you gotta tell her.
So if you're going to say,
Yeah,
have you ever noticed that? Is he like a flirt or anything? Have you ever noticed?
Yeah,
anything
because the
like
fact that I'm coming at you
Yeah.
like
What?
that.
I mean, if you go talk to the girl,
Say, have you ever noticed is he a flirt?
he said, "It's
It's not.
he a flirt?
It's not letting that man. Yeah, she was a flirt when we met. Ain't no big deal. I'm alright with that. I know sometimes she flirt a little
Right,
bit.
right.
It's,
Okay.
she do it in front of me.
So
Ain't
you
no
know
big
you gotta
deal.
go.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
so
then you know you're done.
not
Right.
that's
That's
not
right.
gonna be enough to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
him
man.
say, okay, trying to open my eye.
No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
Well, what are you
if
saying?
you want to talk to, if the
There you go,
girl,
that talk thing again.
if the
Come on, Ralph Trask.
if the girl wants to talk to the other girl about her man, she can ask him, is he a flirt?
Like,
You know, does he flirt around like that? You know, to me, it's a tricky situation. You gotta the parties. You gotta understand the parties. It depends on the relationship you have. Even though you've been in a relationship for 10 years, how strong is your relationship?
Yeah,
You know?
man. I mean, think about it.
see for me this is not a snitch situation.
Not
It's
to
not
me.
it's not the same as, okay, I'm going out here and I know my boy was this, that, and the other, and I'm getting ready to go out here and, you know, run my mouth. I'm about to drop down on him or whatever the case.
Right.
This situation is totally different because
Right.
my loyalty first and foremost is to you. You my ace.
Right,
We've
right,
been
right,
like
right.
this for a number of years. I need to let you know what's going on.
Right.
Hey, because I want you to let me know, look, hey dog, you know, your peeps came at me.
Right. That's it.
I don't want you to sugarcoat it. I don't
Right.
want you to try to build up to it. Just say, hey, look, your peeps tried to holler at me the other day, man. Yeah.
And so,
And that's
Well,
it.
tell me about that. What was said so I know exactly.
He ain't mean
And
nothing.
then I can decide how I'm going to carry it
if
at
you
that
say
point.
you
Right.
didn't, if
He ain't
you
mean
say,
nothing.
if
Right.
I say, Chad, she ain't mean it. She ain't mean nothing. She always like that. She
Right,
always
right,
fooling around.
right.
Then if that's the case, then cool. He
At
got
least it's in the
you
air.
know,
At least it's up.
he makes the call.
But if she always like that, it would have happened at some point in front of you. Just because she just playful like
anyway.
that.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, like that. You know.
Well, you would have noticed that.
You would have noticed that walking in the door sometimes,
That's
you know,
it, man.
she the type that's gonna be like, boy, you looking good today. Look at you. You know what I'm saying? So you already know she like that, and you know she don't mean nothing about it. That's just how she is.
Right.
Right.
You know, that's different from, your peeps tried to holler at me today.
Yeah. That's different, man. I don't
Yeah, that's a different
think you
situation.
can just, he can apologize all he wants to. I'm saying, what's up? Y'all gotta do the contest, man.
The contest? Oh yeah. Check it
We
out.
cancel the contest.
No, you can't cancel the contest.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead, Eric.
Look, to
You start.
participate in this contest, you must be a follower of the show. Now go to the www.spreaker.com, sign up with the email address, type in off the cuff in the search box, and then click on the follower button. That will make you a part of the OTC family. We will be choosing a winner every week, and all of the weekly winners will be
See, I
put
got all
into a
high pitch
draw.
every week.
As a man.
Put into,
Right.
put into a drawing to win the monthly prize, which is $50 Visa gift card.
Now look at it deep now.
Now,
Yeah.
if we call
You
your
got to
name
get all
Oh,
raspy
yeah,
with it.
now you like, yeah.
as one of the weekly
One
winners,
of the weekly winners.
you will have 1 week
1 week.
from the day we call your name to respond and become
We're gonna turn
eligible
into
for
DMX
the
up in
monthly
this
drawing.
minute.
If we do not hear from you
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
within the week your name is called, you forfeit your eligibility
Rudolph.
to win the $50 Visa gift card.
What are you
But
talking
now,
about?
you still qualify for the grand prize drawing now.
Did you say
You try to be hard.
he said Rudolph?
We will
Very
be
shiny, no.
we will be choosing the monthly winners for the $50 Visa gift card every first Sunday of the month through December 30th, 2012.
DMX video?
But hold on, there's even more to this contest.
Oh, that's yeah.
Now, Chad is going to tell you about the grand prize while Bobby shuts up. Take it away, Chad.
Oh. Eric done grew some hair on his chest. While Bobby shuts up. All right, now every month, all the Visa gift card monthly winners will be put into a drawing to have the opportunity to be a guest host on the show. Now you know how we roll on Off the Cuff. We keep it 100 in this piece. So if you're chosen to be a guest host, be ready to keep it off the cuff. Our grand prize winner will be chosen January 6th of 2013. So make sure you get registered if you want to be a part of what we do. Now, past winners from the last contest, of course, that claim their prizes will be included in the grand prize drawing. So here we go. Let's choose our weekly winner for this week. This week's weekly winner is
Peter Dash.
Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Stacy Dash, brother.
That don't even sound like a... Yeah, that...
It's Peter Dash, man.
Holla at us, Peter.
All right, now you can go to www.menofftheccuff.com and hit the contact us ribbon and claim your spot, or you can just email us at menoffthecuff@yahoo. Again, that's www.menoffthecuff.com, or contact us by email at menoffthecuff@yahoo.com.
Very good, very good. So what y'all think about the show? Good show?
Yeah, good show. Very
Informative
enlightening.
show.
Yeah.
Second time around.
Second time around.
Man.
Yeah. And we got a new word for Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Called the Eric.
The Eric. All right, with that said, see you back here next week.
Same time, same place.
Well, we keeps it real. God loves it.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And we
I didn't know.
Why are you singing? Why are you singing?
Cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention in this God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving his faultless. Who that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff, yeah.